And we had the New England Patriots taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. The battle of Mitch Trubisky versus Mac Jones. And boy, oh boy, is this a tale of two teams that we did not think would be in the positions they are? Because everyone coming off of last year expected the New England Patriots to challenge the Bills for their spot as AFC East champions. Like, if there was going to be a team, it would be them. But they're coming off of a game where they not only lost to the Dolphins, but were outclassed, outcoached, and outplayed by the Miami Dolphins. So you're looking at the Patriots starting 0-1 for like one of the first times in a very long time, or one of the few times since like Bill Belichick's ever been there, against a team in the Pittsburgh Steelers that everybody expected the Steelers to take a step back. Everybody and their mother expected the Pittsburgh Steelers to take a step back, yet they were right there with Mitch Trubisky and a quarterback, right there with the defending AFC champions in the Cincinnati Bengals. And not only were they right there, they squeaked out a win with a Chris Boswell field goal. Chris Boswell, by the way, one of the best kickers in the NFL today. So it's a bit of a tale of two starts of the season. I don't want to say a tale of two teams because that implies that, this is what these teams are going to be for the rest of the year. No. Week 1 does not define a team. What defines a team is how they overcome the adversity of an early loss, or how they handle, streaky wins. Like that's what defines a team. It's that long-term success or that long-term failure throughout the season, or in the case of the Minnesota Vikings, the long-term mediocrity throughout the season, because Minnesota is just mediocre throughout the season. We're not talking about Minnesota though. We're talking about Pats. We're talking about Steelers. The time of Tom Brady and Ben Roethlisberger is over. Mac Jones versus Mitch Trubisky, as I said at the top of the preview. This is a tough one because Bill Belichick right now is still facing a little bit of that I don't want to say stank, but a little bit of that stank where people are still saying that it was Tom Brady who was the most responsible for the Patriots' success when they were there, and not necessarily Bill Belichick. And I do think that part of Bill Belichick is still bothered by that. Like, he'll never sell it. We'll never hear about it. But there is a competitor in Bill Belichick. That's why he does what he does. He is a competitive guy. And that much we know. And again, we know very little about Bill in general, other than he gets up at like 4 a.m. and watches film, and he really loves Ed Reed. He thinks Ed Reed is like the greatest defensive player in NFL history, which he very well might be. Regardless, I don't see the Bill Belichick. I don't see the New England Patriots losing back-to-back games to start the season. It would be disastrous for their season, I think. Like, could they overcome it? Yes, because 17-game season, very long season. However, I just do not see this team doing that. That does not mean that they don't need to tweak things a little bit, because Mac Jones was like running with his head cut off most of the game last week. Are they going to be helped with the injury by TJ Watt to TJ Watt? Absolutely. The Steelers lost their best player on the field, offense, defense, special teams, whatever. They lost him in TJ Watt, likely for the entire year, if not at least for most of the regular season. That is a terrible loss for them, and you're not going to be able to make up for that. And it only helps the New England Patriots, who one of their weak spots was defending Mac Jones, because I think the biggest play last week we all remember was, Mac Jones getting blindsided from his left side and the Dolphins getting the fumble return for a touchdown. So I don't think this is going to happen as much this week. It's still something to watch out for because Pittsburgh's a team that's well coached. I just do not see this Pittsburgh Steelers team being able to keep up with Tom Brady, or sorry, not Tom Brady, with Bill Belichick's game plan. There we go. See? Freudian slip. There you go. Either way, I got New England in this, and I got New England by a little bit. I'm going to say New England 24-14. I do think the Steelers are going to take a step back, even though they're at home at not Heinz Field anymore, but we'll see what happens on Sunday. Hey everyone, we hope you liked this video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Until next time, keep it real.